Never a dull moment in London. I said never a dull moment in London. Well, that was a bit of carnage. Got sent to a place I'd never been before and nobody told me not to drive down there. And I'm in a class 2, so it wasn't the end of the world, but oh dear. Oh, don't you just love London? Hey. And another reason why I don't like PratNav. I'm following it and everything on it is telling me A13, so I'm following for the A13, and it's showing me staying left. So I sit in the traffic for pretty much an hour. Obviously I'll have edited it so you don't have to sit through it all. But I'm stuck in this tailback for about an hour, and then as I get virtually to the slip road, that starts showing up the right lane, carry straight on, and all that traffic has been relatively free flowing the entire time. It's why I don't like PratNav. Oh dear. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm in E1. Yeah. I'm nice, I'm right in London, I am. But I think what I'm going to do for the next one is, instead of going straight through the centre of London and out the 501, I'm going to go back to the 406 and round, because it's just easier, and I've been having a look at the old WhatsApp stuff. Well, WhatsApp, Google app, you know what I mean. Google app stuff, and yeah, I don't want to go through the centre, put it that way. It's not nice. It is really not nice. But anyway, I'm going to crack on, because I've got to go do 2 more collections. I know where they are. I'll have to PratNav getting back to the 406, and then I'll just ignore it, because I've never actually been here a day in my life. I have no clue of this area. One thing I do know, however, which is odd, seeing as I've never been here, but my mother was born around here in 1952. Yeah, she was born around here somewhere. I've always known it was around here, but I've never been here, so yeah, all good. Anyway, I'm going to crack on back to my next destination. Yes. Well, made it to my final collection. Just got to wait for an Arctic to pull out, and then I can drive down and go get however many pallets it is, God knows how many it is. But, oh dear, lovely jubbly. I thought the machine said that was a full fat Pepsi and it's a Pepsi Max. I'm not a big fan of those. I'm not a big fan of non-sugared soft drinks. I mean, you're either going to have sugar or you're not. Deal with it, you know, get over yourself. But I think I may have made a boo-boo today. There's a place that we go to, and I don't know what one it is. It's what the Class 2 drivers do. Now obviously I don't tend to do Class 2 that often, but it's what the Class 2 drivers do. They go into London and they pick up lots of different, from lots of places within central London and so on and so forth. And I've done a couple of the runs, down into Elephant and Castle and back and things like that. But there's one run, and I don't know what one it is, and it's really bugging me. Unfortunately, having a conversation with the drivers that predominantly do this is a little bit technical, because their conversational English isn't usually that good. And so you can get a lost in translation. You racist bastard, Bill. No, you just get a lost in translation, alright? And I don't know what place it is, but I know that a couple of drivers have come a cropper. They've gone through a 7.5 ton weight limit. They've got flashed, or they've got caught on camera, I should say, and they've ended up obviously fine and everything else, or whatever else goes with it, because, you know, fortunately for the 10 years I've been doing this, I haven't had that happen yet, so, you know. But I went there, and you've got, this is an 18 tonner. You've got the A13, you know, you're going past Blackwall Tunnel and you carry on going into central London, and it's 18 tons, so go that way. There is another road, I can't remember the number now, it goes to the left. That's a 16.5 except permit holders only. Well, that takes you onto a one-way system, which you can come from the opposite direction opposite end I should say, to get to where I collected first, where I reversed out of, as you would have seen. Well, I went the A13 way, probably saw that bit, and I turned left and it was 7.5 tonne except for access. Now as far as I'm aware, it, you know, the access, I need to get down there because I'm picking up from down there. Even though it is, although I did actually pick up from that road itself after I reversed out, I did have to turn down a different road, but that's no through road, so who cares. I've gone down there and there's this niggling voice in the back of my head saying, that's the one with the weight restriction, that's the one that catches everyone out. But it says except for access, and I need access down there. If I go the other end, it's a one-way system through residential. And a 16.5 tonne except permit holders only. This is an 18 tonne way and it's the most direct route in, and according to LBTS, London Borough Transport Scheme, as far as I'm aware, you have to go the most direct route that you are legally permitted to go. And except for access, usually that's, well, I'm legally permitted to go because I need access. But I don't know what road, I don't know what collection it is, and it's bugging the hell out of me. And the only reason I'm thinking this is I turned in, it was 7.5 tonne except for access, fair enough, whatever, I need access, I go down, do my bits and bobs, as you saw, the wonderful reverse. And when I'm leaving, I get to the junction, the kind of the box style thing you turn into, is you've got the entrance there, and then you've got the little bit, couple of bollards, all that kind of stuff, before the road opens back out again. And there's a 7.5 tonne except for access sign facing me. And I'm thinking, don't tell me it's just this box, this little section here. For the love of God, if it's this little section here, now I understand why people are getting caught out. But the thing that's confusing the crap out of me is you've got the sign there, and then on the opposite side of the road, you've got end of HGV restrictions sign. And they're opposite one another. I'm sure you'll have seen it, I'm sure I'll have edited it in, and if I haven't, for some bizarre reason, or I have and I don't think you've seen it, I might as well do it again. So, all today, for the rest of the day, and I detest Class 2 into London, I really do, but all of today, it's just been bugging me, it's just been playing on my mind and it's irritating the crap out of me. I'm pretty much certain that some vandals turn the sign round style thing, because you wouldn't get a 7.5 tonne restriction and end of HGV restrictions like that, you just wouldn't. But then again, it is London, so who knows. Mate, it's just been bugging the crap out of me. But anyway, whatever, it's neither here nor there, it's just one of those things, and I'll find out in due course. But it's weird being bunged in a Class 2. I've had it, this is my third day in 6 shifts, I think. Hold on, I don't wish to tell a lie, give me a moment. Obviously I didn't have it yesterday. Right, I had, excuse me, right, so that was 1, 2, so this is my third day, yeah, my third day in 6 days. So I've had a 50% batting average with Class 2 versus Class 1, and I've only actually driven the Class 1 once in the last 6 days because I've been assessing the other ones. So yeah, I've officially, in the last 6 days, I've spent more time driving a Class 2 than a Class 1. I don't like those odds. I really don't like that. But it does make a change. I mean, I don't have to think in one of these. That's the weirdest thing. It's getting your head around that. I don't have to think my trailer car. I've got to think about a rear swing, but this is an 18 tonner, so the rear swing is virtually non-existent. But it's just so, it's kind of refreshing, really. Yeah, okay. driving into London is a bit of a pain in the rear end, but you know, I live in Essex, I'm a HGV driver, I'm going to be going into London once or twice in my life, you know. But it's kind of refreshing being in a Class 2. Because for anybody who's curious, I didn't start HGV driving as a Class 2 driver, gain experience and then go Class 1. No. I did my Class 2, waited for my licence to come back after having an argument with the DVLA about the examiner had ticked the wrong box, so it took months. But anyway, the licence came back. And then I did my Class 1. It was coming up for Christmas. I signed on to an agency. They bunged me into Sainsbury's. And I was a brand spanking new driver, well, HGV driver. I'd towed trailers on farms for God knows how many years. But I was a brand spanking new driver going into Sainsbury's at Christmas. It was an interesting experience, but that's how I got started. I never built up experience in Class 2. So for me, driving a Class 2 is still kind of a fresh new experience, if that makes sense, because I've spent way longer driving Class 1 than Class 2. I'd hazard a guess in 10 years I've driven Class 2 less than 30 times. And 3 of those have been in the last 6 days. Because that was the thing, when I went into Sainsbury's, although they did a lot of Class 2 work into London, although they did a lot of Class 2 work into London, it was a case of I was on the collection side, the Class 1 collection side, the what was referred to as the hub runs. So I never really did store deliveries. I did a few, but that was, again, it was a Class 1 delivery to go do a collection and back. I did a few Class 2 runs for them, but realistically, in the last 10 years, probably only about less than 30 times I've driven Class 2. Sounds weird. Yeah. I'm trying to think now, because it'd be about 30 odd times. So not many. So yeah, it quite literally is a relatively new experience for me. But I've shunted them around a heck of a lot. I mean, if I include taking them to servicing and stuff like that and driving around yards, then I wouldn't like to guess. But actually going out on the road and doing it, not that many times. Not that many at all. So it is fun. The vast majority, in actual fact, the agency I was with used to run the hub for Sainsbury's. And when I started doing my YouTube channel, obviously I was in the wholesaler. And I moonlighted every so often in Sainsbury's. When I did that, when I went into Sainsbury's from the wholesaler for the odd day here and there, I was put on stalls. And it was since I've been doing this YouTube channel, I've been driving Class 2s. Because up to then, I literally didn't. I mean, the wholesaler we didn't use them. They were for the multi-drop stuff to the restaurants, and I wasn't part of that. I started at completely the wrong time to do that anyway. And up until I left Sainsbury's to go to the wholesaler, I was on the hub, I was on collection, so I pretty much didn't drive Class 2 unless, like I said, I was shunting it around the yard to the vehicle maintenance unit for a service or something. So yeah, up until I started doing YouTube, I blame you lot, up until I started doing YouTube, I really didn't drive these. So it's different. I like being 12'9" because I don't have to worry. Usually, well, a lot of the stuff I do out of this place these days is 16'1" double deckers. And 12'9", it's like, I really don't have to worry. Trundle. I don't have to think about using the 406, I know I can. I don't have to think about going down this road or that road or somewhere else, I know I can. very few roads I'm going to come to with what I do are going to be under 12'9". Not that they don't exist, they do. But it is easier. I'll give you that. It is easier. Although the multi-drop, multi-collection that you do with Class 2 is annoying. I prefer, you know, your Class 1, you go somewhere, you do the full 26 pallets and you go back to the yard. Job's good. But this, you got to use the manual pump truck, you got to use the tail lift, you got to help out, then you got to go to the next place and do it all over again, and it's annoying. But oh well, it's a bit of fun. It's all fun and games. But yeah. Anyway, to be fair, given that I am in a Class 2 and I'm going to end my day when I put this on dock, so I won't have much time in the unit, well, I say the unit, in the vehicle, I think I'll end my day now. I think I've prattled on for long enough. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. As always, links are below in the description for whatever. If you're in the Essex or Hertfordshire style area, take a look at AFE, see if they've got something going. Contact them anyway, because again, I don't know what's going on with their website. Most of the driving positions they have available aren't on there. I don't know why. Don't ask me, I don't know. But it's really odd. But yeah, if you're in the area and you want to do agency, a new driver, or you're between jobs, or